What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Raw recap. We started off with a recap of the waste of time that was the Roman Reigns Bobby Lashley tag team match, and then recapping the Intercontinental match later on last week. Then Roman Reigns comes out to a sea of boos, and then it suspiciously gets quiet in the arena. Then Roman Reigns runs his mouth, he runs down Bobby Lashley. Then Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre come out, and they run down Roman Reigns. They get into the ring, then Drew McIntyre says that they're going to return the favor from last week, and then Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre fight. Seth Rollins comes out, he cleans house, which leads backstage to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns talking to Kurt Angle and get a tag team match against McIntyre and Ziggler. But on top of this, Roman Reigns has another tag team match later on tonight with Bobby Lashley against The Revival. What? Again. We then come to our first match, Matt Hardy versus Curtis Axel, again. This is actually one of the best ways to start a show. Let's do the exact same thing that we did last week. Bo Dallas interfered quite a bit in this match, which allowed Curtis Axel to get the pin. We then have a segment recorded earlier of Bayley and Sasha Banks going to counseling. No! Can't wait to see how this happens. We then go to a tag team match, Titus Worldwide versus the Authors of Pain. This is a glorified squash match. The Authors of Pain got the last chapter on Apollo Crews for the win. We then have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. This is an okay match. It was really going good, and then the Revival came out and attacked Roman Reigns. They beat him down, while Ziggler and McIntyre beat down Seth Rollins. We then have Baron Corbin coming out. He talks about what happened last week with Finn Balor, and then he calls Finn Balor out to come out and apologize to him for everything that happened. To make a long story short, they fight. Don't know where this is going. I mean, I do, because they're going to have a match later on, I'm pretty sure. But awesome way of booking it. We then have Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. It was mentioned that Ruby Riott was injured at a house show, so Sarah Logan was just at ringside. This was actually a pretty decent match. I was actually expecting some interference from Sarah Logan, but surprisingly, there wasn't any. Ember Moon got the Eclipse on Liv Morgan for the pin. We then go back to the Bayley-Sasha Banks segment. They're arguing, they're fighting. The counselor yells enough. Looks like he's pissed off. And we have to be continued. Bruh. Oh boy, can't wait to see that. We then have the Revival versus Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns again.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Third time in 3 weeks. Can't wait to see this match.
And to make a long story short, too late.
Roman Reigns won't tag in Bobby Lashley. The Revival double team Roman Reigns. They get themselves disqualified. Bobby Lashley walks away from the ring after the match, and the Revival continue to double team Roman Reigns. Backstage, Kurt Angle makes a match at Extreme Rules for Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, which I can only see will be the pinnacle match of the entire pay-per-view. And in case you missed it last week, we have No Way Jose versus Mojo Rawley again. Once again, Mojo Rawley tells No Way Jose to his rematch. They have a bit of a fight. Roman Reigns runs out, beats up somebody from the conga line. No Way Jose comes back. They fight a little bit. That's it. There's no match. It's just a waste of time. We then have Nia Jax versus Mickie James. Alexa Bliss is in the ring with James. Nia Jax comes out and informs Alexa Bliss that their match at Extreme Rules will be an Extreme Rules match, which has later been told means anything goes, and tells Mickie James that since she brought her friend along, she didn't come alone either, and Natalya comes out. This here was another glorified squash match. Alexa Bliss did try to interfere. Natalya stopped that from happening. Nia Jax gave Mickie James a Samoa drop for the pin. We then come to our main event, Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman. Very quick match. Kevin Owens buggered out, getting himself counted out. Braun Strowman chases him down. Kevin Owens runs outside, forgets his keys, and then hides in a porta-john. Braun Strowman comes out, starts looking around, can't find him, apparently sniffs him out in the porta-john. Braun Strowman then grabs a friend of all roadies, duct tape, duct tapes the porta-john shut, and drags him back into the arena and up on stage. Braun Strowman then knocks off the porta-john, presumably with Kevin Owens in it, off the stage, aptly so, to a holy shit chant from the crowd. Medics and everybody pull Kevin Owens out of the porta-john, covered in blue liquid, as you would probably expect, and then Braun Strowman stands tall on the stage, and we close out tonight's Raw. Once again, this Raw straight out sucked. There were far too many repeat matches from last week and the week prior to that throughout this whole show, which really drug out this episode. I mean, being the fact that we now have the Bobby Lashley-Roman Reigns match, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a tag team match with them against the Revival anymore. We're probably going to see No Way Jose and Mojo Rawley probably another 2 more times up until Extreme Rules. And I wonder in what combination we're going to have the Deleter of Worlds versus the B-Team going up until Extreme Rules as well. Once again, hopefully SmackDown will be a better show, usually is. If Raw sucks, But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below if you saw this Raw, what you thought about it, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.